In the opulent world of fine spirits, few beverages command as much reverence and intrigue as whiskey. For centuries, it has been celebrated as a symbol of sophistication, craftsmanship, and heritage. A bottle of premium whiskey often represents more than just a drink. It embodies status, a collector's passion, or a cherished gift. We are drawn to its rich history, its complex flavors, and the promise of an exclusive experience. But beneath the polished labels and handcrafted bottles, a different reality often lies. What if the luxury we perceive is not entirely in the liquid, but rather in the story being sold? The whiskey industry is a masterclass in brand storytelling. From evocative tales of windswept distilleries to the mystique of age-old traditions, every detail is carefully crafted to justify a premium price. Consumers are often led to believe that a higher price invariably equates to superior quality, rarity, or a more profound sensory journey. Yet, this is not always the case. Many celebrated luxury whiskeys, despite their grand narratives and lofty prices, contain spirits that are, in essence, quite ordinary. They are mass-produced, widely available, and sometimes indistinguishable from their cheaper counterparts in blind tastings. It's a testament to the power of perception. First on our list is Old Pulteney 12-year-old. Marketed as the maritime malt, its brand narrative is steeped in tales of rugged coastal aging and the influence of salty sea air. Indeed, its packaging often features anchors and nautical motifs. However, at around $50 a bottle, this is an entry-level single malt. While pleasant, its maturation process is fairly standard for the industry. The maritime influence is often more a romanticized claim than a unique or complex aging technique that fundamentally alters the spirit in a way that justifies a significant premium over other 12-year-olds on the market. It's a fine dram, but not necessarily a luxury one. Glenfiddich 12-year-old proudly proclaims itself as the world's most awarded single malt. This is a significant claim that immediately lends an air of prestige. While it is true that Glenfiddich has garnered numerous accolades over the years, this particular expression is also one of the most widely available and mass-produced single malts globally. Priced at approximately $45, it serves as many people's introduction to single malt scotch. Its widespread recognition and awards speak more to its consistent, approachable quality and sheer volume of production rather than an inherent rarity or luxury that demands a higher price point than similar quality entry-level malts. The Dalmore 12-year-old is instantly recognizable by its majestic stag logo, a symbol of royalty and luxury that adorns every bottle. This branding is immensely powerful, suggesting an unparalleled heritage and an aristocratic connection. Retailing around $70, it's positioned as an accessible luxury. While Dalmore uses a combination of ex-bourbon and sherry casks for maturation, a technique common across many Scotch distilleries, its pricing and perception are heavily influenced by this striking imagery and sophisticated packaging. The liquid itself, while enjoyable, is a relatively standard 12-year-old single malt, not particularly unique in its flavor profile to warrant its luxury designation. Macallan has cultivated an image of unparalleled luxury and exclusivity, with some of its older expressions fetching astronomical prices. However, their 12-year-old double cask, priced around $80, exists at the more accessible end of their portfolio. The marketing heavily emphasizes its sherry cask aging, particularly from Spanish and American oak. While sherry cask maturation is a hallmark of Macallan, it's also a common practice across Scotch whiskey. For a 12-year-old expression, its price point is substantial, largely driven by the Macallan name itself and its association with rarity, rather than a truly exceptional or unique quality in this specific widely available offering. It often falls short of the expectations set by its branding. Chivas Regal 18-year-old positions itself as a master blender's selection, promising an exceptionally rich and rewarding experience. At roughly $70, it's a premium blended Scotch with a respectable age statement. However, blended Scotch, by its very nature, combines whiskies from multiple distilleries, often including grain whiskey, which is typically less complex and expensive to produce than single malts. While 18 years is a good age, the master blender's selection often implies a level of rarity or artisanal craft that might be overstated for a widely distributed, high-volume product. It's a solid blend, but its luxury status is heavily influenced by the heritage of the Chivas brand and its smooth, approachable flavor profile. The Balvenie 12-year-old Doublewood is celebrated for its distinctive maturation process, first in traditional oak whiskey casks, then transferred to sherry oak casks for a finishing period. This Doublewood technique, while producing a beautifully balanced and complex whiskey, is not entirely unique or revolutionary in the industry. Many distilleries employ similar finishing methods. Priced around $60, it sits at the higher end for a 12-year-old single malt. Its perceived luxury comes from the meticulous craftsmanship highlighted by its branding and the historical reputation of the Balvenie distillery, rather than a groundbreaking technique that places it significantly above other well-crafted, similarly aged single malts. The Yamazaki 12-year-old single malt from Japan has soared in price and reputation, often retailing between $150 and $300, sometimes even more, if you can find it. Yamazaki is credited as the pioneer of Japanese whiskey, and its quality is undeniably high. However, its current luxury price tag is heavily influenced by intense demand, scarcity, and the meteoric rise of Japanese whiskey's global prestige. While excellent, its intrinsic value as a 12-year-old single malt, when compared to equally aged and well-crafted whiskies from Scotland or other regions, doesn't always justify the dramatic price inflation. The scarcity, more than its absolute unique quality, drives its luxury status. Johnnie Walker Blue Label is arguably the poster child for perceived luxury in the blended Scotch category. Retailing at $200 and often significantly more, it is marketed with grand declarations of containing the rarest whiskies from across Scotland, with a claim that 1 in 10,000 casks makes the cut. What often goes unmentioned is its lack of an age statement, meaning it can contain whiskies that are quite young, alongside older, rarer components. While undoubtedly a smooth and well-crafted blend, its exorbitant price is largely a triumph of marketing and brand positioning, rather than a reflection of true rarity or an age profile that would justify such a premium. It is a blend, often priced like a very old single malt. The world of luxury whiskey is undoubtedly captivating, but as we've explored, the distinction between genuine rarity and clever marketing can often blur. While each whiskey we've discussed possesses its own merits and fan base, their luxury price tags are frequently a result of brand prestige, elaborate packaging, or curated narratives, rather than an intrinsic value that always outperforms more modestly priced alternatives. Understanding these dynamics empowers consumers to look beyond the fancy bottle and explore the vast, diverse landscape of whiskey with an informed palate. Ultimately, the true measure of a great whiskey lies not in its price, but in the enjoyment it brings to the individual drinker.